Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. So today I am out driving for DoorDash for a little bit before I go home and work on my writing stuff. And one of my biggest struggles for the past my whole life has been social anxiety, and I finally gotten to a point where I can be around people, but like I said, if I do too much, I get overwhelmed still. So I try to take it slow, and I'm trying to enjoy it rather than just wishing it was over. So come with me and let's do some DoorDash and try to remain in the moment and enjoy it for what it is and find little ways to make it fun. Yeah, so I'm just waiting till my shift starts. It's 2:15 right now, and I start at 2:30. So I'm going 2:30 till 4:30 and then 5:30 to 7:30. Yeah, I don't do too much at one time. I'm still working up to that because I get very overwhelmed very easily. So I try to do as much as I can without having a breakdown. So my goal for working through DoorDash is not to make as much money as possible. This is kind of what I do on the side along with freelance writing. So I'm sitting in a parking lot right now waiting to start, and this is my first DoorDash video, so I don't know if I'll always remember to take screenshots and stuff, and I don't want to put anybody's personal information out there, so we'll see. Okay. And of course I already did 2 dashes and I forgot I was recording. I will try better. Oh, hold on, I'm getting another one. Okay, that one was $4 for 3.9 miles. I declined it. The first one was 6 something for, I think it was 1.5 miles, and then the second one was $4.50 for it was super close. It was not even a mile. So yeah, the first one I went to Popeyes, and that was fine. They had it ready, or they were just about getting it ready when I got there. And then the second one was Chick-fil-A, and they had it ready when I got there, and I dropped it off at Petco. So that went fine. So I will try to remember to record. I'm so bad at it. So I just got another order. I got a couple that I declined because they were not good. But right now I'm going back to Popeyes, just right, I can literally see it, it's right here. Okay, I got my order and I am going to drive. It's kind of far. It's 6 miles. Sorry, I'm plugging in my phone. It's 6 miles, but to be honest, I kind of like the ones that I drive longer, and it was $7.50. So I like the ones. The go I struggle with. When I have time to just drive, makes it better. So I am going to go. I will be back. Hello. So I wanted to kind of talk about how I of kind of how I've been able to work with like severe social anxiety, which I have made a lot of progress on, and I've come a long way. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be making a video if I hadn't. I wouldn't be doing DoorDash if I hadn't, because I used to be able to not do anything. So I just got a new order. I just dropped that one off, the other one, and it's so sunny on that side. And I'm heading back to my little bubble area that I like, and now the sun's in front of me and I can't see. That's great. Okay, ignore my face. That probably looks stupid. The sun is in my eyes, but I'm turning in a second, so it's not gonna be. So I finished that one. I just got another order that I declined, $4.50 for like 4 miles, which I could do, but I'm trying to just do like more well-paying orders, even if there's fewer of them. So I'm not being shy with my declining today, which I usually am because I don't like to decline. But I realized, I watch a lot of other DoorDash videos, and I realized that you just have to decline. I guess I don't like declining because I feel bad, but it's like I can't, like the one order was like $7 for like 11 miles. I cannot do that. That doesn't make any sense for me. I'm basically spending money to deliver somebody's food if I do that. Okay, I'm back waiting for orders. So far I made $18. I've been out since 2:30 and it is now 4 o'clock. So it's like $12 an hour, which isn't great, I know. But like I said about my whole rant thing before, which it wasn't a rant, but whatever. I'm doing what works for me, and it might not make sense to everybody else. I can't tell if there's a really big bird up on the sign or if that's a person. You see that? It's a bird. It's definitely a bird. I can't see. Hello, one thing you should know about me is I have terrible eyesight. So I am taking my break now. It's about 4:15 and I was scheduled my dash. Can't even talk. I scheduled my dash to end at 4:30. And then I have an hour to chill until 5:30. Then we'll do a few more and go home. Okay, so I am taking my break. I just had some Chick-fil-A and yeah, I have about an hour to kill before my next dash. So I wanted to talk about some of the tips. Sorry, the sun is at a very weird spot. I wanted to talk about some of the tips that I found work for me for doing DoorDash with social anxiety. Now, my anxiety has definitely gotten a lot better in the past few years. I've worked very hard to improve it, and even though it's still not the best, I feel like I can actually function now, which is good. If your anxiety is very, very bad, you might have to start out smaller than this, and that's okay. One of the tips that I found works for me is scheduling shorter shifts and doing a couple of them instead of like just one really long shift, because that feels, I guess, overwhelming to me, and I feel like I can't take a break, and it's just easier. Like around the 2-hour mark is when like I usually feel myself like just kind of shutting down. So yeah, I usually do like 2-hour shifts, and I do, or 2 to 2.5 hour shifts, and then I do either like 2 of them a day, or if I'm a really bad day, only 1. I think the main thing is just not being hard on yourself if you can't do enough, I guess, so to speak, because I mean, I get it, it feels impossible sometimes, and as long as you're trying and doing your best, that's all you can do. You really have trouble like trying to go to smaller towns where there's not as many orders, so you have more breaks in between. And I think one of the things that I struggled with a lot is, I know this sun is like right there. One of the things I struggled with a lot is feeling afraid of messing up or doing the wrong thing. But one thing I've been trying to drill into my head is it's just food. It's okay if you mess up. It's not the end of the world. It's okay if people don't get their fast food delivery, okay? And I feel like that probably sounds weird if you don't struggle with social anxiety, because you're like, of course, that's not that big of a deal. But it feels like it's like life or death. And if you mess it up, you've just like destroyed everything. So just keep drilling it into your head. It's just food. It's really not that big of a deal if you mess up. And also just understand that nobody knows what they're doing and everybody makes mistakes. Like, I would always be worried about going into places that I didn't know, or in areas that I didn't know, because I didn't know like how like the pickup works at this new restaurant, or I didn't know like the roads at this place, so I don't know if I can, where I can park and stuff. And so I would get really overwhelmed. But that's okay, because if you, one thing that helped me is watching other DoorDash videos, other drivers sharing their experience, because nobody is perfect and everybody has to ask questions, and there's always something you don't know. So just recognizing that it's okay not to know, and it's okay to ask if you don't know, which I know is very hard to do sometimes. One of the reasons why it's so hard for me to make these videos, like, I know how ridiculous it sounds, and I feel like nobody else will understand, because it does sound so ridiculous. Like, why are you afraid of making a mistake? It's just DoorDash. But if you do understand, like, you're not alone. I get it. And like I said, I've made so much progress. I have made so much progress. I would have never, ever been able to do this like 3 years ago. I wouldn't have. And I did try. I did do a little bit, I think a few years ago, and it just, I would always get so overwhelmed. And like, and I would have never, I mean, I couldn't even like message people, like, even like I can't put it into words how little I could function when my social anxiety was at its worst. Like, I could not even message people, like, even social media, even the thought of like talking to somebody on social media was just too much. So to go from that to like actually being able to somewhat function, I need to give myself credit for that, because it was so hard. And if you're going through something similar, I'm here. I am here, and I promise you, you can do it slowly but surely, little by little. If you just do the smallest things every day, like, it adds up, and soon, like, you won't even be able to tell. So yeah, I'm gonna chill for a little bit, go back out at 5:30 and see what we get up to. For the first shift, I did an hour and 1 minute of active time, an hour and 48 minutes total time. I earned $23 exactly, and I did 4 deliveries. So that's pretty normal in this area, small town. I know those numbers could be better, but like I said, I'm doing what I can, and sometimes I do take the, you know, orders that are further out just because I can have a moment to regroup. They could be better, but it's fine for me for now. Okay, so I actually don't think I'm going to do the second shift because it is freezing. It's so cold. I have 2 pairs of socks on right now, and I am freezing. My face is freezing. Everything is freezing. I know I should stay out because it's supposed to snow pretty much the rest of the week. But I'm gonna try and get out when I can. It's so cold. As soon as the sun goes down, it gets freezing. So I'm calling it. I am calling it today.